13,000 years. That's how long something has been orbiting our planet, according to one of the most persistent mysteries in space history. An object so old it predates human civilization. An object that some say is proof we are not alone. NASA has a photo of it. And yet, they say it's nothing. Today, we're going to unravel the Black Knight satellite, the alleged alien spacecraft that refuses to go away. The Black Knight satellite is one of the most famous conspiracy theories in the world. The story goes like this: a mysterious, dark object has been circling Earth in a near-polar orbit for roughly 13,000 years. It transmits strange signals. Governments have known about it for over a century. And NASA has been covering it up. Believers point to radio experiments from the 1800s, astronaut sightings from the 1960s, and a famous NASA photograph from 1998 as proof. Skeptics say the whole thing is a jumble of unrelated stories that got mashed together on the internet. So who's right? Let's dig into the evidence, piece by piece. The legend starts in 1899, with the brilliant inventor Nikola Tesla. Tesla was in Colorado Springs, experimenting with wireless power transmission, when he picked up something unexpected: a repeating radio signal from space. He was convinced he was hearing an intelligent transmission from another world. Tesla even wrote about hearing rhythmic patterns he believed came from Mars or Venus. For conspiracy theorists, this is the first detection of the Black Knight. Here's the catch. Scientists later realized that Tesla almost certainly heard pulsars, rapidly spinning dead stars that emit regular radio pulses. The problem? Pulsars weren't discovered until 1968, nearly 70 years after Tesla heard his signals. So Tesla wasn't wrong that something was out there. He just couldn't have known what it was. The next chapter takes us to 1928, in Oslo, Norway. A radio operator named Jorgen Hals noticed something bizarre: his own radio signals were coming back to him seconds after he transmitted them, as if they were bouncing off something in the sky. These became known as long-delayed echoes, and they remain partially unexplained to this day. Fast forward to 1954. UFO researcher Donald Keyhoe told newspapers that the United States Air Force had detected not one, but two satellites orbiting Earth. That's a big claim, because at the time, no country on Earth had launched a single satellite. The first one, Sputnik, wouldn't launch until 1957. Keyhoe was promoting a UFO book at the time, and even he later admitted the stories may have been written tongue-in-cheek. But the pieces of the myth were starting to come together. Now here's where the story gets a new name. In 1958, Britain started testing a rocket called the Black Knight. It was designed to test re-entry vehicles for the Blue Streak missile program. There was even a plan for a Black Knight satellite launcher. But here's the crucial fact: that rocket never put anything into orbit. The British Black Knight is completely unrelated to the alien satellite. It's just a name coincidence that the internet latched onto. Then, in 1960, Time magazine reported that the U.S. Navy had detected a mysterious dark object in orbit, suspected of being a Soviet spy satellite. Sounds exciting, right? The follow-up report revealed the truth. It was the remains of an Air Force Discoverer 8 satellite that had gone astray. Another mystery, another mundane explanation. The story took a giant leap in 1963. Astronaut Gordon Cooper was on his Mercury 9 mission when, according to legend, he spotted a glowing green object during his 15th orbit. Tracking stations supposedly confirmed the sighting. This would be one of the strongest pieces of evidence for the Black Knight. So why don't we hear about it from NASA? Because it never happened. NASA's mission transcripts from Mercury 9 contain no such report. Cooper's own personal records contain nothing about it. The story appears to be pure fabrication, possibly born from a later, unrelated film project Cooper was involved with. Then came 1973, when Scottish writer Duncan Lunnan analyzed the long-delayed radio echoes from 1928. He concluded they came from a 13,000-year-old alien probe, possibly sent from a planet near the star Epsilon Boötes. It sounds incredibly specific. But Lunnan later retracted his own conclusions, admitting outright errors in his calculations and calling his methods unscientific. The man who created the 13,000-year claim took it back himself. Which brings us to the smoking gun, the famous photo. In December 1998, during shuttle mission STS-88, astronauts photographed a strange dark object floating near the shuttle. The image went viral before viral was a thing. It looks like a large, black, angular structure against the darkness of space. For believers, this is the Black Knight satellite in the flesh. NASA's catalog says something else entirely. The photo was filed as space debris. Space journalist James Oberg, who has spent years investigating this, identifies the object as a thermal blanket that was confirmed lost during a spacewalk by astronauts Jerry Ross and James Newman. A blanket. That's what the great alien satellite turned out to be. The object in the photo matches the size, shape, and behavior of the missing blanket. Occam's razor says it's a lost piece of insulation, not a 13,000-year-old probe from another star system. So there you have it. The Black Knight satellite is one of the most compelling stories in conspiracy lore, a 13,000-year-old alien spacecraft, hiding in plain sight. But when you pull the threads, every single one leads back to a mundane explanation. A pulsar. A lost satellite. A misidentified blanket. A writer who admitted his mistakes. The myth is a patchwork of 7 unrelated stories, stitched together by decades of internet storytelling. But here's the thing, the search itself is the fun part. The idea that something ancient is watching us from above is powerful, even when the evidence falls apart. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. We release a new mystery every single day. And if you want to see what other secrets are hiding in orbit, check out the video on screen right now. Thanks for watching, and keep looking up.